Greg Afarian here, gregafarian.com and Virtual Media Realty. Your full-service realtor in the Merrimack Valley area, Essex County, Andover, North Andover, Greater Boston. Here with special guest Cameron and Monty. We're going to talk about the market. A lot of news this week. Earth-shattering news on the financial front with Goldman Sachs coming out. And, the SEC coming out and allegedly saying that Goldman Sachs committed fraud in the subprime mortgage market. Big surprise. I think you're going to start to see a lot of these companies getting taken down. But some economic information. March CPI came out this week, and it was up 1.1%. Which, CPI is a consumer price index, and that measures inflation. So inflation right now is in check, and a lot of people are saying it's not a problem, which, my biggest thing is gold and oil. And as those go up, so does inflation. But it was unchanged on the core, which excludes food and energy. So, and go figure, I don't know why that is taken consideration, but food and energy are constants. Everyone needs them, so that's why it's excluded. Strong retail sales for March, they were up 1.6%, and excluding autos, it was up 0.6%. And that was pretty good, actually, and that was a lot better than most people had expected, which is saying that the consumer is out there spending money. How long that goes, I'm not sure. That's really the $64,000 question. What is the pulse of the consumer? So we'll have to wait and see. Ben Bernanke was on Capitol Hill talking about, inflation, the economy, rates, and so forth. And he seems to think that right now inflation is right in check. So things are looking good economically. Mortgage applications fell 9.6%. Purchases fell 10.5%. And refis fell 9%. So that's pretty significant. Could have to have done with the higher rates last week. And rates did go down this week. 30-year rates were down to 5.17% versus last week's 5.13%. And the 15 years also went down 4.45% versus last week's 4.5%. Dow has been doing pretty good. The Dow actually broke 11,000, which was really bullish. But bearish news, the Goldman news, it's has taken it on the chin. Right now, Dow is down about 100. Oil was down this week. That's another good sign. $83. And on the housing front, housing starts rose 1.6% in March. And that was stronger than expected. However, most of the strength came from the multifamily area. So a little bit of mixed news there. I think that's probably a pretty good number, and we'll see in the coming weeks housing, existing home sales, how they do. Typically, it's the spring market now, so they should be going up. Stocks in the news, CSX, I had that call. I was calling that if the economy is recovering, transportation stocks are one thing to watch out for. And CSX had strong earnings, and it's a stock to keep an eye on. This was actually quite interesting.
Designed by the famed French designer Philippe Starck, the yacht called A has quickly become the most loved and loathed boat in the sea. At 394 feet, with a cost of more than $300 million, the ship is owned by Andrei Melnichenko, the 38-year-old Russian billionaire. Its radical exterior, which looks more like a military ship or submarine, is the subject of hot debate in yachting circles, but the interior
394 feet long. So the cost of $300 million. So as most people are struggling, granted there's a lot of money being spent out there. So Just thought that was interesting. That'd be nice to report that news. So, anyways, Greg Afarian, gregafarian.com. Have a great weekend.
Have a good one.
Greg out for now. Take care.